And we're live. Not really live. I'm recording this for upload later, at a later date. So, yeah, that was a lie, actually. But this is Naval Action. I've got a bunch of ships and stuff, and not much to do today, so we're going to go sink some other ships. So, welcome to Naval Action. This is a fun sailing game I picked up while I was traveling last summer, and it helps me when the weather is not ideal for actual sailing, kind of keep in the mood for what I enjoy doing. Um, Today I'm going to be sailing around in my Admiral de Ruyter ship. It is a third-rate ship of the line. Um, so let's go ahead and leave port and see what we can find. This game is available on Steam if you're not sure where to buy it. I highly recommend it to anyone who enjoys sailing. Um, it is complicated, however. It's not your average game. Um, it does take work to get pretty decent at it, and I'm not that great. So yeah, we're gonna keep on grinding. So the open world on this game takes place in the Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico. Um, Anyway, we're here on the island of Cozumel. At our British outpost here. So, a few things to look at. We're trying to find ships to attack. I could theoretically attack this trader ship. However, the payoff for something like that is not really worth the effort. Um, there are other ships around. These third rates, for example, um, are about equally matched. However, they are sailing in a fleet of five total ships, so I don't want to take them on by myself. Um, Another thing to consider is the wind direction right now is coming from the northeast, so if I head in that direction, I'll be going very slow. Um, so we're going to go ahead and sail around to the south and find out if I can find anything worth killing. And we're back, and I found a lone third-rate ship of the line that is headed towards me. This is a Russian vessel, but it is an NPC, so we're not actually going to be fighting a human. I actually want to go ahead and let it get closer to shore. And the reason for that is I can set it up so that nobody else is able to join my battle if I get close to shore. Um, a huge part of the battle dynamics in this game is to get a good setup. If you are set up properly in the beginning, that can give you a huge early advantage in the battle, um, which can be used to help. So I don't want to turn all the way around because I want to keep my nose out of the wind to start. And in fact, I want to go to the other side. See, I want to make sure that he is close to shore when I attack him. And I need to be to his right, or starboard. So there he goes. All right, so we're set up to attack him. Probably wasn't the best setup I've ever done, but I think it'll work. So the combat dynamics of this game are a little bit more realistic than the open world dynamics. We have a lot more control over the ship itself, and we can also control the crew distribution and all that other fun stuff. Oh gosh, I hope the game didn't just crash. Yep, it did. Okay, now we're good. So that was not normal. Yeah, the game totally just lagged on me. I'm gonna have to figure that out. In the meantime, there's our enemy. He's a third-rate ship of the line. So are we. So I'm turning my sails so that I can spin the boat around as quick as possible and get onto a broadside. He only has 32-pound guns. I've got 36-pounders. So ideally, I should be able to sink him a lot faster than he can sink me. Okay, there we go. Now to help with defense, I'm going to be spinning the boat towards him. That'll angle the hull so that when he starts firing at me, the shot should bounce off a lot easier. You can see those shots didn't do nearly as much damage as the last broadside that he hit me with. And I'm going to go ahead and fire some of these at him too. Okay. It looks like he's going backwards. He's going to try to turn. But if I keep going at him like this, I should be setting up for a good broadside on him. There he goes. He's turning. He's facing me now. So I'm going to go ahead and repower up my sails and fire away. There we go. So now that I have fired my broadside, I'm also going a little bit quicker than him because he just finished his turn. So I'm going to try to get ahead of him now and go full sails. If you watch on the bottom of the screen here, you can see our crew management is going to change throughout all of this maneuvering. Now that we have full sails, we need more crew on the sails than we did before. So that pulls people off the guns, which makes our reload time a little bit longer. And oof, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I'm going to turn away from him a little bit. That way more of his shot will bounce. And now that his broadside is finished, I'm going to go ahead and turn back towards him so that I can get my next broadside onto him. Here we go. Now it's important that I keep pounding on the right side of his ship because I've already started on that side and it is significantly weaker now than the other side. Ideally, I should be presenting him opposite sides of my own ship. That way the damage is spread out as much as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and try to spin around, jibe through the wind, and get my other side facing him before he can get another full volley off. And I'm also going to go ahead and slow down a bit for this. So as you see, I'm turning while he's firing at me, so his shots aren't as effective, which is exactly what we want. So now, as I spin around, The goal is to get another broadside off onto this. There we go. So in not that much of time, we've already weakened most of his right side, um, or starboard side, if you want to be technically accurate with it. Um, and he's done about 25% to both of my hull sides, which isn't too bad. We're doing really well, actually, which I'm glad we are doing well, because if we weren't doing well, this would be very embarrassing. I'm going to check the map real quick just to make sure that, yeah, okay. Sometimes other players can jump in on your battles, which is annoying when you're fighting an NPC, such as this one, and you're doing well, and you think you're doing well, and then another player comes in while you're weakened and sinks you. Um, it's not a fun time, but it is part of the game, so you have to deal with it. Okay, and as we come around and get onto his starboard side, we'll fire off another broadside. This one should break his hull finally, to the point where he'll be sinking shortly after this. Okay, he's lost all hull integrity on his starboard side. Um, his ship should be on its way down shortly. The middle bar in the health bar at the top is the structural integrity of the ship. Usually you have to get that down as well, for the ship to actually sink. So while he is taking on water, he won't be going under quite yet. You can see he's not moving very quickly anymore, even though he's got full sails up, which is exactly what we want to see. I'm going to go ahead and start firing off my top deck, which are only 18 pounders, but they can still hurt quite a bit. I'm actually going to slow down by turning my sails such that they're parallel to the wind. Um, that's a quick and easy way to slow down a ship like this. And he can fire as much as he wants at me. At this point, he won't be able to sink me as quickly as I'm sinking him. So now my mid deck and lower deck are both loaded up and ready to go. So these are 32 and 36 pounders. And there they go. And my main top deck is also ready. It looks like I accidentally skewed there on that. But we're just going to keep on sailing alongside him until he's gone under. I'm not sure how much in the stream is going to be laggy, but typically when I'm not recording, this is a very smooth game. It's not as jerky and laggy as it is right now. I'm going to pull people off of my sails actually to get a quicker reload time. So I don't have control over the sails anymore, but I will be able to load up shot quicker. And hopefully that'll help us get this guy taken care of. Alright, so his ship has lost all integrity, and if I can go in front of him like so, and just slow down, I'll be able to put myself at an angle to where he cannot retaliate against me. There we go. So now, no matter how much he shoots at me, he shouldn't be able to hurt me nearly as bad. We're just going to try to stop in front of him in a place where he can't. Oh, there he goes. He's sunk. And that's how we do it. We get to inspect his hold, and whoa, nice. We've got doubloons and a book. Boatswain, boatswain, first through third. Nice. I don't think I have that boat. I don't think I have that book yet, so we're good to go there. And let's get out of this battle before somebody tries to jump in on it. Whew. Wonderful. As we open up into the open world, we'll go back to the port and get repairs and resupply and nice. So every battle you fight, you get a little bit of money and some experience points, and the closer matched you are to your opponent, or if you're outmatched by your opponent, the more experience you can get. So by getting 875 experience points, we're actually doing quite well in terms of my next promotion. Currently in the game, my rank is a Commodore, which gives me up to 700 crew members. As a Commodore with 700 crew members, I can either fully crew a third-rate ship of the line like this, or grab a couple of frigates and have a tiny fleet. I like my ship of the line. It's fun to shoot off 50-something gun broadsides at targets, but frigates have their place in this game. They're very useful for chasing down quick ships and other players. So if we take a look at what we've got here in the hold, I'm going to move the money to a safe location so that it does not get lost. And then we're going to check out this book and see what we can do with it. Great. So by reading that book, I now have it in my upgrades ability. So after I've used this ship a little bit more, I'll be able to start filling in these slots with books. A little bit more about this ship. It's got 82 guns, 3 decks. In the game, it has a battle rating of 550, which is pretty decent. It'll destroy most other ships. It is a teak and white oak. Teak and white oak. The S is seasoned, so it's quite strong and quick. The full armament is 30, 36 pounders on the lower deck, 30, 32 pounders on the middle deck. I've got 18, 9 pounders. I believe I said 18 pound earlier. Those are 9 pounders on the upper deck. And then on the bow, I have a couple of 9 pounders. And on the stern, I have 68 pound carronades. Those are packing quite a punch. They hit almost as hard as the 36 pound long gun, but they don't have the range. They're for up close and personal kind of fighting. Anyway, so that's the game. This is how I spend my time when I'm not on my actual boat, actually sailing. So if you like this kind of content as well, feel free to subscribe. I might eventually try to do an actual live stream of this game. One thing I don't want to do if I am live streaming this game is reveal British secrets, as knowing people's live position can actually impact the game. So maybe not. Maybe I'll just record myself playing it. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below and stay fresh.